Unpopular opinion. LeBron is the GOAT. What's up, my Squabians? I've rebranded myself as Squabo Says, and in support of the new rebrand and in support of this video, which without question is going to be my most disliked video, my most controversial video that's ever come out to you guys, please, for that reason alone, be sure to leave a like down below. Even if you disagree with my opinion, if you like the content, the #1 way to show support is to hit that subscribe button, but also be sure to like, and don't forget to leave in that comment section below, who do you believe is the greatest basketball player of all time? Alright, so let's get this very clear. First of all, you guys see Michael Jordan's in my background. Like, I like Michael Jordan. I'm not a huge Michael Jordan fan, but I can appreciate greatness. I love watching greatness. And while I wasn't around to watch Michael Jordan throughout his career, as I'm only 21, I've definitely gone back and seen a lot of footage of him playing. I've seen The Last Dance. I'm by no means a Michael Jordan expert, but I don't think that he is the GOAT in basketball, and here's why. When you talk about the GOAT, I think of a guy that if we were to pick one player to build a roster around, to build a franchise around, that would bring us the most success in NBA history, I don't believe that it's Michael Jordan. I believe that it's LeBron James. Yes, Michael Jordan was 6 for 6 in his championships with 6 Finals MVPs, and the most games that it ever went was 6 games, as it never even took a Game 7 for him to win his finals. But should we really punish LeBron for coming up short in the finals, but still getting his team there? See, one thing that Michael Jordan had throughout his entire career, or at least when he was successful throughout his career, was stability within his organization. What I mean by that is Michael Jordan never won an NBA championship when Scottie Pippen wasn't an all-star. He also never won a championship without Phil Jackson, who has 7 finals appearances without Michael Jordan. Phil Jackson was one of the main head coaches who loved using the triangle offense, and that allowed players to exceed past their ordinary roles and become more important and helpful to the Chicago Bulls roster. And we saw role players really begin to step up and help out Michael Jordan. For example, for every single year that Dennis Rodman was on the Chicago Bulls, he led the NBA in rebounding. LeBron has never had a teammate that's led the NBA in rebounding. Michael Jordan also had Scottie Pippen, who led the NBA in steals one of his years. LeBron has never had a teammate that led the NBA in steals. And once again, I wasn't around to watch these finals, but if you ask anyone that watched the first championship that the Chicago Bulls won against the Los Angeles Lakers, the old Lakers at this time with Magic Johnson, the difference in the series started when Scottie Pippen started taking Magic Johnson full court. He took Magic Johnson out of his offense as much as possible, and him taking that onus on the defensive end allowed MJ to keep doing his thing offensively and really helped propel this team to success in that first finals run. Now, let's not take away from MJ. He's definitely easily one of the greatest of all time, and if I needed a game-winning shot, I would not go to LeBron James. I would be the first to tell you, I would go MJ for that shot. But if we're starting a season, we need a franchise builder. I'm going with the guy that hasn't just won a championship on one franchise. He's actually won 4 championships, and he's done so in 3 different locations. He went to Miami, built a roster, goes back to his hometown in Cleveland, wins the championship against a 73-win best record in the NBA, Golden State Warriors, and then goes to Los Angeles Lakers, a perennial NBA powerhouse that's been in a slump for years, ever since the late great Kobe Bryant hasn't been in his prime anymore. And LeBron delivers the championship to the city of Los Angeles and the Los Angeles Lakers, putting them back on the map as championship contenders every single season. Now, LeBron James has played with a lot of great teammates, namely Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and Anthony Davis. But did you know that all of those players combined have fewer first-team All-Pro appearances while on the same team as LeBron as Scottie Pippen had with MJ? Scottie Pippen 3 times was first team All-NBA while playing with Michael Jordan, whereas Dwayne Wade only got it once, and it was in 2010 when they didn't even win a championship. And Anthony Davis was first team All-NBA 1 time in 2020 while playing with LeBron, and that was during a pandemic. So LeBron hasn't had the help that people really think that he has throughout this entire stretch run. Pippen started 82 games out of an 82-game regular season 4 times during his run with Chicago and with Michael Jordan while they were winning championships. Dennis Rodman had a season where he played 80 games in the regular season. Did you know that of all those stars listed that I mentioned that have played with LeBron James, none of them have played 80 or more games in a season? As a matter of fact, their averages are all a lot less per year, all ranging between 72 and 67 games on average per season. Except for Anthony Davis, who, based on 2 pandemic-based years, has only played 42.5 regular season games with LeBron per year. So LeBron hasn't always had that consistent help, but it's not just about his teammates on the court. As I mentioned before, Phil Jackson, the only coach that Michael Jordan would ever win a championship with, the only coach that he would agree to play with at times throughout his career, that same Phil Jackson who also won 5 championships without Michael Jordan, including a 3-peat from 2000 to 2002 and a repeat from 2009 to 2010. LeBron James has taken 5 different head coaches to the NBA Finals, and only one of them has only 1 appearance without LeBron, and that was Eric Spoelstra this past season during a pandemic. They had no business being in the finals last year, did the Miami Heat. And none of the head coaches that have ever been with LeBron to the NBA Finals have ever won a championship anywhere else in their career as the head coach. As a matter of fact, LeBron was the one that beat Eric Spoelstra as the one head coach that he's ever had that made it to the finals without him. During their championship run, Scottie Pippen was first in steals and assists for the Chicago Bulls. He was also second in scoring, rebounds, and minutes played for Chicago. All that being said, he was only the 6th highest player on the Chicago Bulls and the 122nd highest paid player in the NBA. What does that mean? It means that MJ was allowed to fill up his roster with other additional pieces that are going to help him win championships because his running mate, the same guy who has more first team All-NBA appearances than every LeBron teammate ever throughout his tenure with the Chicago Bulls, is taking a massive pay cut, which allows them to build that roster around Michael Jordan and allows them to have depth that otherwise would not be possible. We've seen this past year in the NFL how Tom Brady taking pay cuts is allowing so much versatility with the roster. They're pushing deals down the line and they're doing voidable contracts, so we don't even know where all these numbers are disappearing. I believe Tom Brady's only gonna have a $9 million cap hit this season. That allows their roster to continue to be the most well-rounded in the NFL. It allows them to stack it. This is the same thing that Chicago was allowed to do for years because Scottie Pippen was taking less money. Now, I'm not here to take away any of the greatness from Michael Jordan. I confess, he was a better scorer than LeBron. He was a more consistent defender than LeBron. If he was the same size as LeBron, he'd be better than LeBron. But he'd also need to have more facilitation in his arsenal. Michael Jordan wasn't always the guy that made his teammates better. He just was the best. LeBron makes his teammates better, and that's why he's better for starting a team. So once again, if I were to start a franchise tomorrow and I only had 1 player in NBA history, the player I'm taking is not MJ, it's LeBron, and that's why he's the GOAT. Once again, I know there's gonna be a lot of people that disagree with my opinion, and that is 100% okay. Leave that in the comment section below and hit that like button if you support the content, and even if you think I made a blasphemous case, hit that like button below. Be sure to join the family, hit that subscribe button, show me some love. As always, go Cougs.